Hey, good morning, everybody in Facebook land. Rob Powell, Rocky Mountain Team 1, Operations Section Chief. So today I'm going to do things a little bit different. When I asked y'all yesterday to submit questions, I'm going to focus on giving you some data and explain just exactly who we are and what we do. So one of the things is I saw that there's a perception that we are a Fed team. So I want to dispel that. We're not all Feds. We have numerous firefighters from federal agencies, but a lot of us are state folks and cooperators from other states. And so, for instance, I'm from South Dakota. I'm from the Black Hills. I've been on this team for a long time, but it's not all a Fed team. We have some great federal partners that we work with, but just to note that it's an interagency team. So this is day 6, the start of day 6 from us taking this fire. So we've actually had about four full days of work. We took it over last Saturday in the evening. So we rolled in on Saturday. We took the fire at 1800 on Saturday. So actually 4 days, full days of work so far. Another thing too is I saw a gentleman on Facebook. I kind of look at this and stuff, so I can be prepared to answer questions. And one of the things was I was explaining the donut holes in the middle of the fire perimeter, especially on Morrill up in this Crescent Lake Wildlife Refuge. We acknowledge that the work that you guys did, the local ranchers and local VFDs, saved a whole lot of stuff on here before we even got here. So that was one thing I wanted to make clear. You guys did an amazing job with just how intense and violent this fire was for you folks. So I wanted to acknowledge the ranching community. That's what I come from, is where I live. And we understand the value of the agriculture and the producers that feed this country. So another thing too is, one of the things that has been asked is why is it taking so long to show containment on these fires? So just to give you, I got some data here that I was given. So on Morrill, which by the way we're over 70% contained now, 70+% contained. But on Morrill, the fire perimeter is almost 400 miles of fire perimeter on that. So when you start thinking about that, 400 miles on Morrill. And containment means that we don't want to have another fire, because your fuels and are setting records about how dry it is. We don't have any green up. So you guys see that this fire started from a spark. I don't even know how it started, but it started from a small spark. And it ran for over 600 and almost 645,000 acres. We still have that potential on here. So we want to methodically check every mile of perimeter on this fire. And we've been doing so by troops on the ground. We've been doing it with aircraft with IR capabilities. We've been doing it with drones with IR capability. And our guys are checking every mile of this perimeter. So it takes a while to be saying, why is it taking so long for a grass fire to show containment? This is not a grass fire. You locals that are around here, you know the component of the red cedar, the component of the cottonwood draws, all that component. So it's not just a big grass fire. And some of that stuff takes a while to make sure that nothing's going to squirt out from one of them draws from heat. And then in the next couple days here, we're going to be setting records again, and we just don't want that to happen. So the methodic process that we go through takes time, especially when resources are low and we're trying to get the volunteer firefighters back to their home units so they can go back to their day jobs and their families. So, like I said, Morrill's over 1,000 square miles. Let's see, what else was a question? So, the difference, I'll talk about the fuel types here. So, Morrill has more grass, still a lot of red cedar, cottonwood draws. Cottonwood fire is rougher country and has more cedar up around Jeffrey Lakes and up in there. So that's just a couple things that I wanted to touch base on, and please keep asking questions because, you know, this is historic. Our team goes to fires all over the nation. So, you know, everyone's different, but I will tell you I've never managed a fire that was almost 645,000 acres. So just so you know. Like I said, we're showing more black on the line on Morrill. And we're actually going to close up we're not showing on the map this morning. By end of shift, we're going to see more of that containment on Morrill. Another thing, one thing I'm going to tell you guys is like we're anticipating Saturday to be a big fire day. So we're putting plans in place to take some of our resources and put them in an initial TAC group. So wherever they're needed, you know, in the state, I would say, we don't have any sideboards on how far we're going to go out or anything like that. But we're putting together a pretty robust resource list of availability to help you guys if you get another start. So hopefully we can jump on a little quicker. We have aircraft, we've got the Black Hawk helicopters, and I know there's seats out there and whatnot. So we're still planning ahead to get through Saturday and get this thing kind of buttoned up to containment, and then see what comes after the weekend. So that's the plan for Morrill.